Hello and welcome to Wisdom Without Borders. In this series, we will explain the whys, whens and wherefores of classical quotations used by President Xi Jinping. In this episode, we will explain the line, "The wise find common ground, the unwise dwell on differences." This sentence, with a minor adjustment, comes from the earliest known text on Chinese medicine, the Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon. It conveys the idea that wise people focus on shared values and embrace diversity to achieve mutual benefit, whereas the unwise amplify differences, foment conflict, and invite failure. In March 2014, shortly before his state visit to Belgium and visit to the EU headquarters, President Xi quoted this sentence in his article published in Belgian newspaper Le Soir, expressing his hope that China and Europe will respect each other, treat each other as equals, seek common ground while respecting differences, deepen communication, and remain committed to win-win cooperation. He called for finding the greatest common interests, sharing opportunities, and jointly tackling challenges. On May 6, 1975, China and the European Economic Community, the predecessor to the EU, established diplomatic relations, ushering in a new chapter of China-Europe friendship. Over the past 50 years, both sides have championed multilateralism, deepened collaborative engagement, and delivered mutually beneficial outcomes. Their sustained efforts have played a constructive role in advancing global peace and development. A healthy and stable China-EU partnership not only serves the interests of both parties, but also helps shape a better world. Given their differences in history and culture, social institutions, and stages of development, it is only natural for China and the EU to have varying perspectives and even disagreements on certain issues. Like-mindedness makes for partnership, and seeking common ground while respecting differences is also a feature of partnership. Both past experiences and present realities have shown that as long as both sides adhere to mutual respect, treat each other as equals, and engage in candid dialogue, differences cannot stand in the way of dialogue, nor can disagreements stand in the way of collaboration. To date, China and the EU have established over 70 consultation and dialogue mechanisms, covering a broad spectrum of sectors, including politics, economy and trade, people-to-people exchange, science and technology, energy, and the environment. Bilateral trade expanded from just over 2.4 billion in 1975 to over 780 billion in 2024. Two-way investment, once negligible, surged to nearly 260 billion. Since its launch in 2011, the China-Europe Railway Express, dubbed the Steel Camel Caravan, has connected 227 cities in 25 European countries, completing over 100,000 freight trips, and become a key link between Asia and Europe. Throughout history, both Chinese and European civilizations have made lasting impacts on the progress of humanity. In recent years, exchange in education, science and technology has flourished. Cultural exchange is becoming more vibrant, and connections between people are growing ever closer, continuously enriching their shared stories of mutual understanding, cooperation, exchange, and mutual learning. The wise find common ground. The unwise dwell on differences. At the new starting point that is the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations, China and the EU should remain true to the original aspiration of their partnership. Seek common ground while respecting differences, build mutual trust, and pursue win-win cooperation. Together, they will foster global peace and prosperity, as well as open the door to a new, promising chapter in the next 50 years.